You know what? I'm proud of you. You moved out of the city. This is a nice place you picked, you know?
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, this one looks like an office box. I think I might have brought it down by accident.
Oh no, that's not, oh God.
A Honda Odyssey. Passport to Pleasure Island. This one, Elon Musk. Resistance is futile. James, are you writing car-related erotica?
You know what? Yes, it's been a weird year. I needed a hobby.
This one, Ferrari. Oh, like Ferrari, not just a phase. Oh, like furries. Ah.
That's just for research.
What's this one? Polestar 2, Dawn of the Dollar Bill. Ooh, that sounds fun. You drew little diagrams.
Well, that one wrote itself.
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is the Polestar 2.
And this is the Tesla Model 3 Performance.
A Tesla Model 3, complete with cutting-edge technology, misaligned panels, and this one's even got condensation in the taillights. Wow. At least though, this is the dual-motor Performance. A 480 horsepower car that for a while was the go-to performance small EV and had nothing to worry about. That is, until the Polestar brand came along.
For the same price, the Polestar 2 with Performance Pack suffers from no such build quality issues. In fact, it's wonderfully put together. The Polestar 2 with its 408 horsepower and 487 pound-feet of torque is the first fully electric car from the now standalone brand Polestar. This Polestar 2, which was loaned to us by Polestar Toronto Grand Touring Automobiles, also has two motors, also has a high-tech interior, but it stands a bit nervously next to the well-loved Tesla Model 3.
And to celebrate the arrival of another performance EV, we've teamed up with Omaze to give away a Polestar 2 and $20,000. Taxes and shipping are included, and your donation goes towards helping a great cause. We'll talk about it more at the end, but all you need to know right now is that you can enter at omaze.com/throttlehouse. Alright, let's do this. And if you're new to Throttle House, we do car reviews, track tests, and quite a lot of messing about. So subscribe and hit the bell.
This is not the first time we've driven this car. We've driven it on the road, we've tracked it, we've raced it. But for the first time ever, there's an equally enticing, equally priced competitor.
Now, this is not a Volvo, as Polestar likes to tell you. It's like a company that's connected but not the same, even though on the seatbelt it says since 1959, which is the year that Volvo invented the three-point seatbelt.
All right, let's get the obvious out of the way. This one is a lot quicker. And if you wanted a drag race of these, I promise you it would be very boring. You'd just watch the Tesla go, zoom, and silently. It's putting out about 3 seconds flat to 60 miles an hour these days with the last update. And it even has more range than the Polestar 2. So already it puts the Polestar 2 in big trouble. And here Tesla fans would be saying, yeah, and even the lower trims are quicker with more range. And that's true. They're cheaper.
Fortunately, James has me beat there, because right now we have 140 kilometers of range left. And honestly, we've only really driven this car around this morning on the back roads a little bit and a short commute in the city. And this is I'm worried James has to drop this car off. I don't know if he's gonna make it back. But do I care? Visibility is a bit of a thing here. The rear visibility is not perfect. I kind of have this little dome that I look out of. But the frontward visibility is great, and I'm at kind of like a crossover driving height, which if you're into that sort of thing is nice. The Tesla Model 3 is a little bit lower than this. And, unlike the Tesla, I get to look at a gauge cluster which is right in front of me with my speed and other relevant information instead of having to look at an iPad glued to the dashboard.
Yeah, I got an iPad to my right and nothing in front of me and no heads-up display. And right now, depending on where you live, you kind of see a Tesla everywhere you look. So the originality card is already being taken from its grasp. But it's still really fast and has great sharp steering.
I'm sure in the Tesla right now, James is going ooh, ah, at how fast the Model 3 performance is, and he's not wrong. It is very quick and fast. This car is also quick and fast, but not as quick. The thing is though, since it's electric, obviously there's an immediate shove at any speed, and it's more than you need. 4.5 seconds, 0 to 60. That's not slow at all. We just drove the Taycan Turbo S recently, and that car was sickeningly fast. This car, even though it's very quick, I find it very well calibrated. You can stomp on the throttle, and it doesn't hurt. It just gets you to speed really effectively. And it has one pedal driving. If you have creep on, one pedal driving won't work, but I turn creep off and then I put it in standard, and when I come off the throttle, it does most of the braking for me. But if you turn the whole thing off, one pedal drive off, the brake pedal becomes very stiff and wooden. I like it actually. It feels very race car. After all, this does have the performance pack. The performance pack is really important because it gets you some really good stuff for about $6,000 Canadian. You get these diamond cut wheels, you get Brembo brakes which are painted gold, dust cap covers which are painted gold, upgraded Continental tires and a black roof, and gold seat belts. But most importantly of all, you get Öhlins dampers. And those Öhlins dampers are a big deal. They're really worth the money. You have to understand, not all dampers are created equal, and they make all the difference in the world, because this car, well, on the platform of an XC40, is not fundamentally designed to be an EV. It's kind of adapted. And the whole body is steel. It's not carbon fiber like the Polestar 1. So, it's really heavy. Really heavy. 4,700 pounds. I couldn't have told you that, though, by driving into the corners, because with properly set up dampers, which are adjustable, these ones by the way, I can just toss this thing into a corner. And it feels like it has a low center of gravity. It controls its mass perfectly. I love the way this goes over undulations and bumps. And it doesn't translate to any weirdness in how the front end reacts with the steering. Steering, by the way, not that good. On center feel, otherwise, very numb. Although, stiff bumps, potholes and stuff does create a little bit of a harsh impact. But they are adjustable, so you can back the dampers off a little bit if you want a softer ride. It is a bit of a strange thing to do dampers that are adjustable on the damper. By that I mean you physically have to get out, crawl under the car and go click, 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 click. But I like Öhlins, so I'm not going to complain.
Knowing Thomas, he's talking about how much he wants to marry Öhlins dampers and have babies with them, and how well it's managing its 4,700 pound weight. But the Tesla is under no such pressure because this weighs 700 pounds less. And as performance as that Polestar 2 claims to be, this one comes with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 S's. That is objectively a better tyre than those Continentals. So I can still take corners like this with outrageous confidence. The center of gravity is low. The seating position is low. I feel like I'm close to the ground. This is more sports car. And as I accelerate, I'm greeted with the rush of wind, which you'll hear on the highway as well. And I want to say that the Polestar 2 experiences as much wind noise, if not more, than the Model 3. And that surprised me.
Before James and I meet up to talk about the styling, we're going to switch cars and just do a little quick refresher drive. Because I really, really like this Polestar 2. As an EV, I think it accomplishes everything that you'd want, and then some. It's actually fun to drive. I'm really enjoying myself.
We each had a quick drive in each other's cars to refresh our memories of how they're the same and how they're different.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
It is very impressive. This is also impressive, but I remembered that it is undersprung and underdamped. It's just a little bit too soft in the corners. And that's why we ruined the outside tire at the track last year when we were testing it.
That was at the track, though. That's spirited driving.
It's a performance car. It's the Model 3 Performance.
All right, fair
And
enough.
this is Polestar 2, a performance brand. It's performance oriented.
But I think where this is better with the damping, that has tighter steering. So the confidence for me balances out.
Interesting. Yeah, the steering is very good in this, and it's not quite as good. But I just like the way that this is controlled. I think it's so rock solid. What's the thing that we hate most about crossovers?
Well, yeah, I guess people have said that this is crossover-like, right?
Yes.
It's more towards a Model Y, although having them next to each other, they're very similar.
They are very similar.
But yeah,
in height.
crossovers tend to pitch, they
Yes.
tend to roll,
Yep.
they don't give you that confidence. Even the RAV4, the first one, failed the Moose test.
It did fail the Moose test, yeah. This doesn't have any of those problems.
No.
And you get to be high up when you drive.
You do.
Yeah.
Like turning left at a light, merging on the highway.
It's just boom, boom,
full
boom,
confidence.
rock solid. I really, really like it, and that's because of the Olins. It's so
So
important.
are you saying that if you put Olins on that, it would be better because of the speed?
Better than this?
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference. It really,
And again,
really
it's
does.
not a track car.
It's the Model 3 Performance. It is a track car. Listen, if Elon keeps tweeting about lap times of his latest performance cars, I'm going to judge it as a performance car.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What about judging them based on aesthetics?
Great segue, James. I think the front end of this is beautiful, and the front end of this looks like a turtle.
So yes, I agree. The front end of this is very nice.
It is very
However,
nice. I like
step
it.
round here, and suddenly you're looking at a Scion TC in many ways.
It does look like a Scion TC. Like literally from the mirror back, it looks
Yeah.
like a Scion
And this is a
TC.
fastback, and I think that the Audi e-tron did the fastback, the sportback better.
Yeah, I
smoother.
love the front end of this with the Thor's hammer headlights. But speaking of the mirrors, these are really cool because they're frameless, same as the Polestar 1, and these are actually patented by Polestar.
They are, yeah.
Yes.
The same company, well,
Volvo.
that that released the patent for the 3-point seatbelt to make everyone safe.
Yeah.
They make a cool wing mirror, and they're just like, mine.
My wing mirror, you can't have
And
it.
there's actually something very cool about this, and I can see the confused look in your eye, because you're wondering, how does the glass within the casing move if you want to adjust it?
Oh yeah.
It doesn't.
Okay.
The whole mirror moves.
Oh, the whole. I didn't notice that before, actually. That sounds like something that would break.
Yeah, it's actually very cool.
This isn't as important as the storage, though,
No, let's have a look at the frunks.
and the trunks.
But the frunks first. Ooh, they did not like that.
This is taking up a lot of energy to open the trunk. That's a very loud fan.
That is very loud.
Yeah. Whoa,
Wow.
jeez.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
Massive difference.
Wait, this is so loud.
Why is it making such a big deal out of opening the front?
Oh, because it's angry because it didn't want us to point out how
It didn't
small
want us
the
to
front
know.
is.
This is
Yeah.
horribly. Wait, is this open even more? Oh, there's your
There's stuff.
tire filling stuff. I will say that you could fit. Okay, we'll just come over here because it's quieter.
There we go. As I go to reach to close it, it stops complaining.
It stops complaining. Yeah. I will say that this could hold a full-size carry-on luggage. That couldn't.
No, you're probably
Let's look at the trunks though.
right. Okay, come on, Polestar. Do me proud.
Hey, nice. Ooh. Okay. So this is much wider and deeper.
It looks deeper.
But
However,
look how big the opening is on
yeah, the
this.
hatch on this really gives it value.
And if you can fold the seats in that, but if you fold the seats in this, you get a huge cavernous opening. It is narrower though, I will say that.
There you go.
And this has some cool stuff. Check this out. I got this little bit for the shop. Those are for like grocery hooks,
Oh, wow.
right? It's good stuff. And like the Tesla, that has one of those too. I got this massive cavernous opening with a little thing that holds it up.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on. you
Yeah.
know, and you've already forgotten how small the frunk is as a result.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Made up for it, I guess.
All right, let's go talk about the interior using normal door handles to get in.
Yes, normal is nice.
Yes, normal is nice, and I think that's why this represents such an interesting prospect, because it doesn't feel like a crazy departure from
No.
normal cars. Like Tesla went that extra 2,000 miles rather than the extra mile.
Yeah, exactly.
And it feels a bit foreign in there and strange.
I think my favorite part about this is this center touch screen thing here, right? Because it is really easy to use. Like I click on the car and it gives me everything. Sport mode, steering feel firm, one pedal driving, low, standard, off, and creep, on or off. It's just the most simple representation of all of this stuff.
No, and this gave me the excuse to try and get used to one pedal driving. I've never really given it the time.
Yeah.
Because it feels so strange.
It is, I'm still quite weird about it. Like, I don't really know what I think.
You just have to be smoother. So like the first half of the pedal
Yeah.
is, sorry, the bottom half of the pedal is acceleration, and then the top half is braking.
Is braking. It's just...
But it's not, if you lift completely off, it doesn't slam on the brakes. It tries to make it as smooth as possible.
It's calibrated very well, this car. It's quite smooth to drive.
But when you turned it off and I braked, it felt like I had way more brake to do.
I like the way the brakes feel at that point, because they're like stiff and wooden and race car-y. I don't know, it's cool.
Okay, well there are some Volvo things happening here. We do have an egregious amount of piano black that's already scratched up.
Yeah.
And we have piano black on the steering wheels. A lot of the places you touch, which is a bit of an annoying
Yeah,
crap.
this is a dumb idea. Like, it's the dumbest of all the ideas. Why would you put, like, you've got greasy fingers, you're eating like a croissant or something on your way to work? I don't know why I chose
Where do you work?
that.
I'm pretty sure it's here. I didn't see you with the croissants.
Yeah. And then this is just gross in no time. But the gauge cluster, I say the gauge cluster, it has a gauge cluster.
Again, exactly. It's one of those things that's normal. It's right in front of you.
Why would you not, I like the Tesla's interior. I love how minimalist it is.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it more in a second, but this, to me, is perfect.
The only thing that scares me about this is how quickly I've been watching the battery drop as I drive.
Yeah, it was full at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah.
That said, one of the cool things that allows you to plan, as far as like range anxiety is concerned,
Yes.
if you so this is all Google, right?
It's all the Google tablet.
So we're
yes.
not going to say the words because then everyone's Google systems in the house. So-
Google and hey, reverse the order.
Yeah,
so you say that phrase.
So if you say sup Google Lele, if you put your destination in, it shows
Yeah.
you how much battery you're going to have when you get there.
when you arrive.
Yeah.
Yes. It's also really simple and intuitive to use. I like Google Maps personally a lot more than most other map things, and it's
Yeah, so
built in.
it defaults to Google Maps. It
Yep.
has Spotify.
It's right there.
It's very, very
It's
easy.
really nice. Okay, materials. We need to talk about this.
So this is where it falls down, maybe. Like some things that we suggested were rugged and cool in like a RAV4 at the 40 grand level, it starts to not get away with when you get to the 77 grand.
Here's the problem: is that this material is kind of cool, and I'm sure it's like eco-friendly. And
It's
all
all
that.
vegan, it's all eco-friendly.
Right, but the problem is that it's already like any amount of powdery dust will get stuck in the fibers, and it looks dirty.
And it
in
doesn't
no
feel
time.
that expensive.
It doesn't feel
You
that
just spent
expensive.
77,000 Canadian.
Oh, that's it. When you say that number out loud like that, it just really hurts.
But if you spend 82 or just add five grand to the normal price,
You get leather. I do like the massive sunroof though. Headroom is great, like really great. Lots and lots of headroom.
No, the panoramic sunroof as standard is
Yes.
a massive thing.
This is honestly a really nice cabin, but it does have its flaws. Actually, interestingly, one of those flaws is not the back seat.
No.
Go look. Sit behind yourself.
Send me to the back.
I've sent you to the back. This is your driving position. right
My
now.
driving position.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Right? You got headroom,
Plenty
you
of
got
knee
knee
room.
room, and because of this,
I have 1 inch of headroom.
that's
so
a
if,
decent amount.
so if you're 5'11", you'd be snug.
Yeah. I thought you were 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the panoramic roof makes it feel like there is no roof.
Right.
And from here, I can see Polestar's signature logo reflecting.
The little
on-
reflecty logo
I say it's a
thing.
signature because it's the second time we've been in a Polestar, and now they've done it twice.
Well, there is only 2 of them.
So there you go.
And
it's a
they've,
signature.
and they've labeled them 1 and 2. Oh no, this is wrong. Someone forgot to install the interior in my car.
Oh, wow.
Boom! No,
I
it's-
actually, I know it's a departure from the norm, but I do
Yes.
like how minimalist this is.
Yes, but after being in that, this is really minimalist because that just feels like a normal EV car.
But this also has a very easy to get on with screen.
No, the screen is fine. You see, that's it. That's all there is to talk about, though.
Everything is in the screen.
Everything's in the
Still
screen.
looking to the right.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with the screen. It's very quick to respond. I've never disliked this. It's easy to read. It's easy to use.
Also an egregious amount of piano black, but you can wrap it day one. We've seen some really
Everybody wraps
everybody
it.
wraps it.
I don't think this is one of the only Model 3 Performance I think I've ever seen that
Tesla.
has it.
Can you listen to the audience?
Like they obviously
Everyone
don't want
wraps it.
piano black. It's so simple.
Actually, turns out since we filmed this, Tesla did listen, and they've changed the center console.
I do like the white up here though. I prefer the wood personally.
Yeah.
On the interior.
And this doesn't have a continuous panoramic roof, right? It doesn't make it all the way. The
No.
Model Y does.
But on the way back there, that feels really future. I like that. It's just all the way. It goes really far back.
I like this interior, and this leather, while vegan, I still think it's vegan, right?
Probably.
It feels more
Yeah.
upmarket than the fabric in that.
Well, oh, definitely, like without question. Actually, all the materials in this car feel more upmarket. I like the steering wheel too. You've never liked the steering wheel in this. I think it's fine. It's nice and chunky. It's a good size. It's quite small.
It's fine, yeah.
I like it.
But we have to remind ourselves this interior is available in the more affordable Teslas as well.
Yes.
And then the Polestar is also going to have a more affordable option. So I know I critiqued it for having a $77,000 interior, but
yeah.
That interior will still be available.
Probably still the same. Yeah, they're not going to make the fabric any worse.
So that wasn't fair. I apologize. This is my YouTube apology video.
This is your YouTube apology video?
Yes, similar amounts of storage.
Seats are comfortable. Seats are comfortable on both of these, actually.
Yeah.
Nothing offensive about the seats. I will say that the Polestar 1 gets the crazy awesome Volvo seats. This doesn't.
For $120,000 more.
More.
And a 2-litre 4-cylinder.
Yeah. I like the car though. Go sit in the back seat. I'm sending you. Go. To test. Just as good.
Very similar.
Just as good.
Very
Nothing
similar.
wrong with that.
In fact, maybe... No, similar.
Yeah.
The same.
No. When it comes to livability, both of these cars are they're different flavors.
Well, you raise an interesting point, and
he's coming back to the front. Oh, there you are.
because
Even
even though they are as livable on the inside, this still has the advantage of the supercharger network.
a massive
It's
advantage.
got more range.
Yes.
It's quicker, which isn't that important. But yeah.
So these two represent different but good buying options.
And that's really the core of it. We are more than happy to have two fun-to-drive performance EVs to choose from. I think the Polestar 2 is an excellent choice. I just can't help thinking that a regular long-range Model 3, with its cheaper price, longer range, bigger frunk, and access to all the same charging stations as the Polestar, in addition to the entire Tesla supercharger network, would be my choice.
At the end of the day, I personally found myself strongly leaning towards the Polestar 2. I liked how fun it was to drive with the performance pack. I thought the chassis was better controlled, and I really liked the interior design. So even though the Model 3 is still a brilliant option, right now, today, this new Polestar is my pick.
So, for your chance to win a 2021 Polestar 2 plus $20,000, go to omaze.com/throttlehouse and enter now. Not only will you have a chance to win, but you'll also be helping support Conservation International in their mission to conserve and restore forests, revitalize marine environments, and strengthen freshwater ecosystems in communities all over the world. So that's omaze.com/throttlehouse. Go there, donate, and good luck.
Durango Desires. Mini cooped up for the summer. Oh my God. Duty Calls, a scat backstory. James, we can't use this one. Why does anybody subscribe to us?
I have no idea.